Hello there everyone, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. It is the DOUG here, once again. Unfortunately, Johnny's not with me this week as he's taking care of some personal things and all that. Now, of course, normally I would be doing these on Wednesday, but unfortunately I will be busy Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm doing them tonight. I will be giving you guys Johnny's picks and the best and worst for this week. Since he cannot be here, he might put him in the comment section, I don't know, but as the old saying goes, that bridge will be crossed when we get to it. But let's just give a quick recap. As I said, Johnny went a perfect 15-0 this past week, so congratulations to Johnny on that one. As far as for myself, I went 11-4. It's a quick recap. Vikings beat the Redskins. I did get my lock of the week correct. The Seahawks beat the Falcons. Eagles beat the Bills. Bears lost to the Bolts thanks to the kicker, which, by the way, I think they're looking for a kicker again. The Lions, by the way, the Falcons will let go of their kicker as well. The Lions beat the Giants. Titans beat the Bucks. The Colts beat the Broncos, and we will be bringing up Denver later. Rams beat the winless Bengals. Both of those teams are on a bye this week as they were in London. Saints beat the Cardinals. Jaguars beat the Jets. The Panthers unfortunately could not get my upset pick correct as they lost to the Niners and got blown out, I should say. Bill Belichick won his 300th game as the Patriots beat the Browns. Funny enough, the Browns were the Belichick's first one as head coach. Texans beat the Raiders. The Packers pretty much beat the Chiefs easily like we all thought, and the Dolphins, after leading in the first half, unfortunately blew the game in the second half, losing to the Steelers to remain winless. I am 78-44-1 for the season. Johnny will probably give you an update what his is next week. Now Johnny's best and worst, because I'm going to go through his and then I'll go through mine picks and best and worst to explain who I got. Hello, Fine Ninja. Johnny's best team was the 49ers due to performance-wise. Worst team he has it being the Jets because of not only how they lost, but releasing an offensive lineman after surgery. And the choke artist, he has the Bears because, well, the fourth quarter against the Bolts. His picks this week: Johnny has the Niners over the Cardinals, the Texans over the Jaguars, Bills over the Redskins, Vikings over the Chiefs, Eagles over the Bears, Colts over the Steelers. He's got the Panthers over the Titans. He's got the Lions in an upset. He's got the Cowboys over the Giants. Now, of course, if you have not been paying attention to what we usually do best and worst, best team for me this week, I would say the 49ers as well. The worst team in choke artists, I gotta give it to both Chicago because they were terrible. They should have had that game won, but they did stupid stuff that cost them the game in the end. I do agree that what the Jets did was very stupid. I disagree with that a lot. Releasing somebody who had surgery, I know they didn't approve of it, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, if a person needed surgery and his own doctor said it, you just let him get the freaking surgery. They would be starting rookie quarterback Ryan Finley next week. The Bengals are on a bye. Andy Dalton has been benched, so there is that. Also, he has suffered a torn pec. The Cardinals have reached an agreement in principle to trade a conditional 2020 draft pick to Miami for running back K. Drake. And the Jets send former first-round pick defensive line Leonard Williams across town with the Giants, giving up a third-rounder in the 2020 draft and a fifth-rounder in the 21 draft. Also today in ESPN news, the Rams did send cornerback, I'm going to try to pronounce his name, Adib Tabler. I'm not good with names. The Miami Dolphins have acquired him and a draft pick from the Rams for a future draft pick. Sources have told that the Dolphins are getting a fifth-round selection. The Rams are expecting their pick to be a late-round selection. Also, another NFL news: the Redskins Williams holds his holdout after not being able to be traded. So the Pro Bowl left tackle should be in either this game or the next one. We shall see. Patriots did release kicker Nugent. They are seeking a replacement as we speak. And looks like with veteran Nick Folk among the top options. Now, I should point out Falk, who last kicked in the NFL with the Buccaneers in 07, would be the choice. We shall see. And lastly, certainly not least, the Raiders did re-sign someone. But now, of course, this week, as you know, if Dallas does lose, I will be singing a song. I just love it when my phone decides to get mentally stupid. You gotta love that, right? Anyway. So your clues off this week: if the Cowboys do lose to the Giants, your clue 1, it is a song about a song that probably represents the Giants very well, and 2, it's an old school song, very old school at that. Please make a note, if you have any of the following players from these teams on your fantasy league, please fix it accordingly. The Rams, Bengals, Saints, and Falcons all have a bye this week, so there's only 14 games. First game, it is the 49ers on the road taking on the Cardinals. I got the Niners here. This is really a give-me matchup. I know it's a short week, so technically a trap game for the Niners because it is a divisional opponent, but it's the freaking Cardinals. I mean, after winning 3 games in a row, which I'll tip my hat to them, I didn't expect them to win 3 at all, but it was against teams who are subpar, so the 49ers should win this game. Crumpets and all that. I'm taking the Texans here. You know, yes, I know they're going to be, their defense is not good now with J.J. Watt out, but I still think the Texans' offense is good enough to win. The question's going to be, can the Texans catch the Colts with the depleted offense as it is, in defense as well? I don't know. I think the Texans really going to have to do the next man up and hope their defense can do something, but I think at this point, even if they do make the playoffs, I don't see the Texans being a threat because J.J. Watt's out. Next, we head to Philadelphia, home of the Eagles, taking on the Chicago Bears. I am taking the Eagles here. You know, I still trust the Chicago defense. Unfortunately, the problem is I do not trust the Chicago offense at all. Yes, I know the Eagles have been a little bit wishy-washy this year, but I just don't trust Chicago defensively. Well, let me phrase that. Sorry. I don't trust Chicago offensively. Defensively, they got the advantage, but offensively is why they're going to lose this game. Moving on, we got the Colts on the road taking on the Steelers coming off a win Monday night, keeping the very slim playoff hopes alive. Colts pretty much in control of their own destiny at this point. I'm taking the Colts here. I'll be honest, if you'd have told me in week 1 that Luck would not be there and Big Ben would be out, I would have looked at you like you're ridiculous, you know, but hey, that's where we are. Luck's retired, Big Ben's out. I think while the Steelers were able to benefit from playing a Dolphins team who doesn't know how to win, I think the Colts, though, are just way better than the Steelers are right now. Moving on, we head to Miami, where the Dolphins, still trying to seek their first win of the year, take on the Jets. Now, the Jets have only got 1 win. Unfortunately, it's against my Cowboys. Dolphins really haven't shown that they want to win. A lot of people believe they are tanking. I think them and the Bengals, respectively, are both tanking. But I think the Dolphins win this one. I think of the Dolphins games left, I think the 2 Jets games and the Bengals game can be the ones they win. I think the Dolphins win this one. I will say this: the Week 16 matchup, Week 16 Dolphins and Bengals, that game's going to be interesting because that will be the game that we find out who's going where with the number 1 and number 2 pick, respectively. Moving on, we head to Kansas City as the Vikings, who have been pretty much doing what they need to do and keeping in pace with the Packers, play a Chiefs team who, again, we don't know if Mahomes will be starting. I'm taking the Vikings. I just think the Vikings defense is way better. I still don't trust the quarterback, but he's been playing better the last few weeks. I gotta give him props for that. Kirk Cousins been playing well, so I'm going to take the Vikings here on the road. Sorry guys, my nose itches. Next, we head to North Carolina as the Panthers, after getting demolished by the 49ers, take on the Tennessee Titans. Titans haven't been looking good since they benched Mariota. But I think the Panthers bounce back, get a win here, keep their playoff hopes alive in the wild card hunt. By the way, before we continue, I know the Falcons released their kicker. I cannot believe they haven't fired their head coach yet. I thought that would have happened a long time ago. Speaking of fired head coaches, the Redskins take on the Buffalo Bills. Bills got demolished by the Eagles, but the Redskins really haven't shown up this year at all. I am taking the Bills at home. I think it's a good bounce back week for them, and we should see what happens. Moff said, did someone just say Panthers? Yes, I am taking the Panthers here to win against the Titans. I know, shocking. Next, my lock of the week. It is the Seahawks at home taking on the Buccaneers. We know I'm not a big Buccaneers fan. I've been saying that the quarterbacks seem to bust. I think the Buccaneers lose this game. Seahawks, very hard to beat them at home. Seahawks win. Continue what they've been doing most of the year. Next, the Lions take on the Raiders. This is the Raiders' first home game in a while because they've been on the road for most of the last few weeks, if not all of them. But the Lions, I trust the Lions a little bit more, but this is probably one of those harder games to pick because of the fact of, both teams have been going up and down. But I'm taking the Lions here, but it's not a confident pick. I'd say out of all my picks, this is the one I'm least confident in. But I'm taking the Lions. Next, it's the Packers at Bolts. Yeah, I'm taking the Packers here. Chargers barely got out of Chicago against Chicago with a win. I'm taking the Packers here. This should be a dominant, easy win. And hello, Chance the Rapper. Next, we head over to Denver. It is in the Mile High City. The Broncos take on the Browns. Joe Falco will be out this week due to a neck injury. Hurting disc, I believe it is, of some kind. So just checking something on my phone real quick. Browns, though, have been disappointing. Unfortunately, I'm honest, I'm one of them who hyped up the Browns immensely. So again, this is another game I'm not confident with because of the Broncos quarterback injury, but Broncos probably have a better defense, but the offense for Cleveland's healthy, so I'm going to take Cleveland to win this game. Next, it is my upset game of the week. It is the Patriots taking on the Ravens. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens to get the upset and give the Patriots the first L of the year. I think Patriots and the Niners respectively have benefited from an easy schedule at the start of the year, but I think the Ravens are going to be one of the better teams the Patriots have faced this year. Ravens should win. It's in Baltimore, so you're going to have the fan advantage. I think the Ravens offense may prove a little bit of a trickster for the Patriots defense, since we do have a quarterback for the Ravens who runs and passes. My mom is a Ravens fan as well, so she will be watching that game. And then, of course, the Monday night game. It is my Cowboys taking on the Giants. I am taking the Cowboys. Obviously, that is my team. I know we usually don't do well coming off the bye week usually, but I think with us playing the Giants have not been well this year. They've looked like a young team in rebuilt mode, which is what a lot of people thought was going to happen anyway. But we shall see. I'm hoping Cowboys do win, because I don't want to sing next week. So just as a recap, I have the Niners, Texans, Eagles, Colts, Dolphins, Vikings, Panthers, Bills, Seahawks, Lions, Packers, Browns, Ravens, and the Cowboys getting a W this week. Let me know what you think of the picks in the comments section below. Which games do you agree or disagree and why? And question of the video: with the Miami Dolphins and the Bengals most likely looking as going to be the 1-2 pick in the draft, if you were going to be drafted, where would you want to go? Miami or Cincinnati? And give me your reason why. For me personally, it depends. Because I'm counting, the team atmosphere, the organization. Weather could be a key factor, I think, for some people as well. For me personally, I would probably go with Cincinnati, just because of the fact of, yes, I know Miami's got the beautiful weather, but Cincinnati, I think ownership and, you'd probably get a little bit more time to develop. They're not going to want to rush you. So there's that. Alright, Chance the Rapper, what is your question before I go? That is a different question for a different kind of show, my friend. This is for picks. But until then, see you next time and have a good night.